Hey guys, Coach Brandon Krause here. Today I got the team working on a real cool variation of the counter punching drill in a way to somewhat have a crystal ball and peer into the future and know what your opponent's gonna do before they even do it, so stay tuned. So imagine this scenario. Let's say I'm boxing with Maggie, right? And she throws a jab at me and I parry and counter back. Bang! Maybe I hit her, right? Maybe she goes, oh, that's a good counter. I wasn't expecting that. Maybe she throws a jab at me again and I do the same shit again. Maybe the 5th time she throws a jab at me. Maybe the 10th time she throws a jab at me. You know what? After a while, Maggie's gonna go, you know what? Every time I throw the jab at my opponent, all they do is parry and jab back. Now Maggie knows what I'm gonna do before I do it. She's peering into the future. And this is a very valuable piece of information for you to have when you're fighting with somebody. I mean, you know what they're gonna do before they do it. This drill is designed to take advantage of that, right? So what's gonna happen is Maggie's gonna throw the jab at me and all I'm gonna do is parry and jab back. Parry and jab back. Maggie's gonna defend, obviously, first and foremost, but at some point, Maggie's gonna try to set me up for a counter, knowing what's gonna happen before it even happens, all right? Bang. 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 Oh, very nice, very nice. So that's what I have these Outlaws doing here, specifically versus the jab, but you can design this drill to be with any punch you want, right? Maybe you're boxing a dude and you know every time you throw a left hook at him, he's gonna block and come back with his own left hook, right? And once you start picking up on that pattern, you're gonna use that against them. And you're gonna set up these counters. This is why it's so important not to be predictable in the ring. And this is also why it's so important to really study your opponent and see the patterns and the consistencies that they're showing you. You don't want to wait on mistakes. Mistakes happen, mistakes don't happen, right? You be waiting all night sometimes for a mistake and you just end up losing the fight because you were waiting too long. But this is different. This is you knowing how they fight, even if they're fighting correctly, and using that against them. All right, so the way that I have this organized is fighter A is throwing the jab at fighter B. Fighter B is doing nothing but parrying and jabbing back. Eventually, fighter A is going to counter that shot. And when that happens, they're going to switch and the roles are going to be reversed, all right? But honestly, you could set this up any way you want. You could have a whole round of fighter A throwing the shot and then the next round have fighter B doing it, right? But I'm just trying to keep the pace going quickly, all right? So why don't you check this out, guys? Watch these guys work this drill for a little bit.
I'm gonna try to counter.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. You know, a proficient boxer is somewhat of a fortune teller, is somewhat of a mind reader. And that's what you got to be in there. You got to start understanding what your opponent's going to do before they do it, all right? And you got to use that as a strategy in order to defeat them. This is one tactic that you can utilize to help you do that. Hope you dig it, hope you trade it, and like and subscribe.